Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to this edition of the Halcyon Show. I hope you can hear me. I hope you can see me. The reason I say that is because, yeah, I've been fucking around with my OBS settings in order to address some of the requests that people have been sending my way. The chief query whether or not I can put the chat so that you can see it when I'm talking to you. I'm not going to put it here for when I'm just talking because I think that's just going to be a bit of a distraction. I have though. It would appear that I can see that one. Okay, let me just swap to the reaction screen. Let's see. Yes, okay. TMR is the first person ever to have a comment streamed live. There you go. You can see it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you can rejoice. Now you can comment and see it on the screen to your heart's content. I hope that sufficiently addresses a query that I've had for a while. I don't know how it's going to affect the stability of the streams. I must be honest with you. I haven't run a test of this offline to see if it works well. So to avoid any issues on the stream with regards to stability, what I've done is I've gone ahead and downloaded a bunch of battles as I would normally do. And the other reason I've done that is this probably won't end up being a super long stream. I've already previewed the Prem card. I was hoping to have Stro on this week to preview the card because then you would have, you know... oh, by the way, TMR, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you as always, my friend. It is good to see you. I was hoping to have Stro on because I really wanted to get his not only take on the card but also retrospective opinion on not only the... you know, the event series as a whole, but also it's, you know, it's leading into this new era of Prem. We haven't been able to get that over the line. I can only apologize for the fact that I couldn't get that over the line for you guys. So again, I can only apologize for that. But also, I haven't had anyone reach out to me to say that they want to appear on the stream either. So, as opposed to going into a, you know, basically, as opposed to trying to go backwards and forwards. Trying to make things work, I just figured I'd go old school, do a sort of reaction type video to a couple of the battles on the Prem card that I didn't preview from the other day, but also preview No Loose Chats card more thoroughly because I haven't done that yet. If I run out of time today, then I will do a more full comprehensive look next week. The other reason why I'm going to blitz through this is because I feel terrible. I felt pretty bad the last couple of days. So much so that, yeah, I've decided that I'm not going to be in attendance at tomorrow's Premier Battles event. So apologies for anyone that was expecting me there tomorrow. It's just feeling shit, number one. Traveling 7 hours round trip, number two. By myself, number three. And I'm not really expecting a ton of fanfare being there. Because everyone's going to be busy. Yeah, standing in a room by myself for 7 hours with a bunch of people that, broadly speaking, I don't know. For a reclusive loner like myself, as far as TMR's second quick, because I knew this would be a question, because young TMR did ask me to attend. It depends entirely on how I'm feeling, TMR. If I get over this, then yes, I'll be there. It's literally, like I say, it's only London. It's only an hour from where I live. So, but we will have to wait and see. I said I would be, and it's my intention, as it was. I bought a ticket to Prem's event. So, I mean, if anyone at Premier Battles is watching, by the way, there's one ticket going spare. So, if anyone wants to pinch it off me, just DM me. As far as next week, I'm planning on getting my ticket, assuming that I feel all right, and then I'll book parking and all the rest of that sort of stuff. So, and the only thing I'm going to apologize for initially is because I feel like shit. Yeah, I'm going to be sniffing and coughing a little bit. I will try and mute myself as we go. I have a pint of what I'm reliably informed by Guinness is called extra stout. So I'm hoping that it will give me the ironclad. Had a shrooms. Hi. Yeah, I try to get the jump on people. The other thing I would question as well, how's the latency? I feel like the comments are coming up quite quickly in relation to, so if I say test 1 2 3, like, is it coming through pretty quickly? I don't know. You guys tell me. You know, do me a favor. Just so How to Shrooms next, or anyone that's watching, just pop a comment and see how long it takes from when you commented to when it shows on your screen. I'm curious to see if maybe this new setup is the way forward as far as being able to respond to your comments directly and quickly. Anyways, back to my point. I'm adequately loaded up with these. I swear by these motherfuckers. These things will kick your throat. Okay, sweet. Okay, well that hopefully solves the latency issue then. That's good. So now anyone that complains that, oh, I'll leave a comment and you don't comment back until 10 years later, hopefully this goes some way to sorting that. Okay, excellent. Instantly. There you go. So there you go. I'm now up to speed with contemporary streaming standards by having comments show almost immediately. Isn't that... See, I have a... see, Mum? I've made it. And it only nearly took me dying of cold to do it. So, anyways... What are we here to do? Enough of me waffle. I've been waffling for 8 minutes now. So to answer the initial questions, TMR... It's my every intention to be there next week. It's just whether or not I feel like death. If I feel like death, the only reason why I don't want to hold myself to Manchester is there is a trope in battle rap events where someone turns up sick and like gets everyone sick and everyone complains about that. Well, I know I'm ill. I don't really want to go into a closely packed room with people and like, you know, cough and get people sick and stuff. It just doesn't seem like a good idea. So the same will go for next week. I can't have my reputation being that I'm a disease carrier or some shit. Anyways, bear with me. It doesn't taste extra anything. It's either that or my taste buds just not working. Anyways. No, I'm trying not to have shrooms. I'm trying not to. That's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, there's just not enough working for me to go tomorrow. If it was in London and I felt like shit, okay, slight difference, because it's only an hour, who cares? If I want to bail, it's only an hour back. It's fucking 3.5 hours, and that's if traffic's good. Yeah. And if I was going with someone again, maybe that person would be like, okay, do you need me to get you a drink, or do you need a tissue or some shit? I don't know. If I've got to look after my own well-being and haul my ass across the country, yeah, I don't need to be the sick guy for that. Besides, it sounds like the event's going to be pretty closely packed with a lot of the top tiers anyway. And yeah, I just don't want to be stood in a room by myself again. You'll have to forgive me again. It's just it's not panning out very well. However, as it pertains to next week and tomorrow, we still have some work to do. And now that I've addressed, see, look, there it is. There are your comments. Look at how happy and perfect and beautiful they all are. You can actually see more of them than I can. My window's only about that big. Yours is like, you can comment to your heart's content. Isn't that nice? Isn't that great? Anyways, what are we here to do? We're going to preview some of the battlers from No Loose Chats card. Initially, at least. And then what I'm liable to do is I'm then liable to pick up on some of the more contemporary battlers from some of the guys that I've previewed previously. But I haven't seen some of the more up-to-date battles. So, for instance, I know Gasbuff battled on a card I was at. Again, two cards in a row I couldn't stick around to the end. So I missed 2 battles of 2 people I considered to be pretty high on my list of people that I have a lot of respect for, i.e. Bizzo Bond. He faced off against Frankie Fraser. I still haven't seen that battle yet. And then Gasbuff and Reverse, 2 gentlemen whom I have boundless time for, because both of them are absolute gentlementes. Which one is this one first? I forget which one I've pulled up first. Yo. This might be Tech versus Tally, in which case, yes it is, there you go. So the reason I chose this one is because I thought it would be interesting not only to preview Tally. Yeah, but you don't need to read it, motherfucker. Like, you can just... So you want me to build it so you can read it now? You want me to, like, read... I'm gonna come to your house and kick you in the nuts, Hadishrooms. I really am. I'm gonna kick you in the nuts. Alright, on the next stream, I will reformat my screen again. I'll get rid of all my silly neon shit, and I'll try and put it on this, so you know, the Hadishrooms, you son of a bitch, making me work hard for reasons. For what? For your viewing pleasure? Because so you can have fun when you watch one of my videos. Listen, Hadish, we don't have fun here, okay? We bitch and complain incoherently and incessantly for nothing to be done ever. That's what the Halcyon Show is all about. It's all about complaining over nothing forever. I'll look into fixing it next week, okay? I promise. Okay, I'll look into fixing it for you, Hadishrooms. If you send me some money. Send me some money. Actually, yeah. I might as well do the... I'm not doing the one thing streamers are usually very good at. Hey, you want me to fix anything? Send me some money, and then I'll fix it. How does that sound? Anyways, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to stop trying to be entertaining, because y'all ain't here to see me be entertaining. You're here to see some battles. You're here to see some previews. The reason I chose this one, not only is it an older battle, as you can tell by Proto Tech here, Tally is someone who I've only seen one battle of, I think, and that's against Shotty Horror. And it's against Shotty Horror, and in front of a crowd that I would argue was predominantly Premier Battle, so it's not giving him the fairest of shakes in the world. So I wanted to showcase Tally on his own brand, number one, against an opponent that I wanted to compare and contrast, because I am a little bit more familiar with Tech's standing now, because I've seen at least 1 or 2, 3 of his battles more recently. So let us see.
Yo, 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 yo.
Fiddlers again. Cool.
Yo, I said finally. It's about time. League going on versus the champ. Sounds about right. Well, you don't know me. At the time and that place, but I've been home for a while now, but all by the love of God's grace. But this had me feeling like the day before release. And trust I wasn't even thinking straight. But do believe this was the second time I couldn't wait to get out the gate. Wait, where you vets been hiding? Because on no leagues, I've been riding. This is my house, bro. I've been fighting. Because I'm really trying to save the game. While you lot are happy to see the scene dying, well, you should know, bro, everybody in T-House a hero like Teen Titans. I've been hyping. You like Tech, you got Tally. What's your foot? He's dying. I'm talking dead. So go ahead and act like a cowboy around here, you end up red dead. I'm talking full dead. Go ahead and act like a cowboy around here, you end up red dead. I'm talking forearms, Ben 10. Because that battle...
We've got all the pop culture references for you. We've got Teen Titans references. We've got Ben 10 references. Who would have thought Ben 10 would be referenced in a league synonymous for more vicious, violence-oriented content? And there we are with a Ben 10 reference from Tech. Okay, let's go. By the way, how does he reference Ben? I was like, I don't know how old I was, but I was too old. I was too old for Ben 10 when that came out. And I want to say he's about my age, so... What are you doing watching Ben 10, Tech? That's all I'm going to ask. Hadishroom saying my house to the league owner is wild. I'm sure someone said something approaching that to Briggsy over at Prem. It must have done. Anyways, Ben 10 and Red Dead Redemption references.
I'm talking forearms, Ben 10, because that battle you had with Jem was intense. I mean, they say you died, but you're still alive. Well, it must be the Mandela effect. I'm snatching my respect. I'm a demon. I'm talking fire, fam. Wire attack. Uncle even said he wanted me. I ain't lying, man. But that nigga old, with heart conditions. I'm probably part of his final plan, you know.
Tony D versus Tech. Unk, school holidays are coming up. You got some time on your hands, and you're not in the tournament. I don't think... Is Tech in the tournament for Prem? I don't remember seeing it. Maybe I did. There were a lot of names in that tournament. But, Unk, battle Tech. Go and battle Tech. That'll be fun. That'll be a fun battle.
Wiretap, I ain't lying, man. Wiretap, Uncle even said he wanted me. I ain't lying, man. But that nigga old with heart conditions. I'm probably part of his final plan, you know, because Tony needs tech to live like Iron Man. You know, because Tony needs tech to live like Iron Man. I like the can. Then you fool. You better watch out. You talk, because a dome shot and make a moonwalk. I'm talking around the head. This shit sounds like a fruit ball. Hot round here. It's never been lukewarm because this shit ain't new to me. Because on the trailer, you said this shit looks good on paper. Oh, you think you're a super G. But truthfully, do you know what else looks good on paper? Your eulogy. I'm simply one of the best and truly amazing. I'm going to do all the females.
Just going to rewind it for a second just because, again, I'm that guy that likes extending battle rap bars to their ridiculous ending. So, in his mind, he's like reading it. Man, this is great. This looks fantastic. What a eulogy. Like, wait, what? Unless he's reading it like, yes, Tally died. Like, okay. Oh, it's a fun bar. I'm just saying that in context, it makes sense. But the second you try looking at it through a pair of skeptical eyes, you go, wait. Not sure, but it's fun bar. Fun bar.
Truthfully, do you know what else looks good on paper? Your eulogy. I'm simply one of the best and truly amazing. I'm going to do all the females. I ain't even trying to taste. I'm talking Cool Jen, Bonjour to Paris, but now it's time to see what Jay. That just means I'm going to need protecting. This tracks and tunes. Oh, okay, I see you, Virgin. But don't think because I didn't reply, it's because I think you're relevant. It's just if this shit goes left, I don't want it to be any evidence. You know me, bro. You know me, bro. I've been here. This is your first battle this year. You got 3 battles 7 days ago. I'm sick here. Yeah, bro, you better tell me that like you're the only champ in here. So whatever you're on, bro, I'm on more. Because you lot are more concerned with the past. We're trying to fast forward. Because Jem got you the fuck out of here, like. I'm surprised mid-battle someone didn't bring out a passport. No, I lied. You held Jem and barely survived. Like Star-Lord. You held Jem and barely survived. Like Star.
It's interesting. The trouble is, I don't remember offhand a lot of tech stuff. I don't remember him being so pop reference heavy in some of his other stuff. Interesting. It's just, again, it's a few years ago, so maybe that's something he sort of aged out of or just progressed beyond. But yeah, it's just interesting that he's made a lot of, you know, Marvel, Cartoon Network, etc.
Oh, fucking tight, man.
Had a couple of good moments, though. A couple of good moments. Anyways.
Nah! You know who's that?
Tally.
So I don't want to air
No loose chat.
whole crew raps. When you think I was gonna do rap? Nah! I'm just gonna kill him!
Where does that facial hair remind me of? I feel like I watched a movie with that particular grooming habit the other day, and it was from like early 2000s. It's going to hit me like a hammer at some point. The old sort of right angle sideburn deal.
Man, I like you can't do that! Talk to him. Nah. You put in all that work in the tournament just for me to get you put on the shelf like an ornament. No, cause when I said I'm just gonna kill him, nigga, that's all I meant. So we can get the tool or shank going against the captain of the ship and thinking you wouldn't have to walk the plank, little nigga fucking ratchet. Go! When it's me, you should be giving all the thanks. See, I made this cool for you and got you here trying to drop dope lines, and I'm just talking frank. But this. Cause I made this cool for you and got you here trying to drop dope lines, and I'm just talking frank. But this like a nigga that walks with shanks going into a war with tanks, and I've already got 3 cannons on him. I'll bang and bomb him, Batman and Robin, or he can hold that handle grip like a bag of shopping. But or he can hold that handle grip like a bag of shopping. But Tech thinks he's bad with all these man he's running. Like I don't know man from every single gang in Tottenham, so to get man back, I got a bag of options. Like I don't know man from every single gang in Tottenham, so to get man bagged, I got a bag of options. What can turn this way brown when I bag and boxing?
Immediately you can see the style differential landing with the crowd more. Even though I liked tech stuff, I thought it was entertaining. The fact is though that Tally knows his audience. Let's just put it that way.
About Manor Park. Man will pull up to your ends and outside your yard is where man will park. The old Screamy's wife's up in his yard when he sees this knife I bring it sharp. But I just hoping God forgive me. But when he finds it in his heart, tech wise. I said, tech, why you think you're hard? You ain't seen what I done to the rest of them. Well, even though you see the revelations at the end, well, this ain't no New Testament. See, I've done everything. I have done everything you have never did. And been everywhere you have never been. Severed heads and limbs of rookies and veterans. Everything you have never did.
You have never did. I know why. I know why. He's trying to fit it in a scheme. But never done. I'm just saying. Never did is...
And been everywhere you have never been. Severed heads and limbs of rookies and veterans. About best newcomer. Nigga, who the fuck are you better than? Because if they're awarding you that, then what are Georgia Roots, Moke and Enigma getting named? Because on a level friend, you are not leveling like the spirit level's bent. Best believe. On a level friend, you are not leveling like the spirit level's bent. Best believe it's evident, I'll get his spirit heaven sent and there won't be no evidence. Just a ceremony to remember him with the reverence. So don't man ever think Tech was gonna come here and take this win. Don't you see how this Don acts when he's next to Kings? Well, after this, I might have to get in contact with his next to King. First shot I ever held was a 38, special team. After that, I handled a pump shotty. Same way I do that steroid dude that does wrestling. But fuck. Bro, this nigga be acting like my team be stressing him with the phone calls and messaging like we were meant to get this in. P, I thought that G was checking in. Nah, see, it just would have been me, G, checking him, but fuck Shotty. Fuck Shotty. Cause chilling in the hood's the first time I ever handled that. So tell him step into this flame, I get him melt like candle wax. And that's round one. And that's round one, so tell this motherfucking man to rap. Rap, nigga. No, wait, cause Shotty, you ain't getting away with this. See, you went online doing a whole load of damage control after GWE was on your league saying some racist shit. Then uploaded it to Facebook and replayed the shit. Pussy, I saved the clip. Ironically said I saved the clip because I had reason to kill you already, but lucky now I got more shots, lucky I didn't race the stick. But then you came on our phone, talking about you in a battle on no loose, chatting some save your shit. But pussy, you can save your shit. Don't you see yesterday and today's event? We got the vets going up against the Brazils next, and me and you could have been the main event, but I would have slayed his neck and put that blade to Shotty like a bayonet. This stage is lit. I said this stage is lit. Perfect to light up this zoo I'm billing. What you think I was gonna do, rap? No, I'm just gonna kill him.
I didn't know Tech went by the name Shotty. I'm learning something new every day. Obviously, that would have been in preparation for the Shotty Tally battle, which I toyed with pulling up. Like I said, I really did. Not really. It didn't feel like a fair representation of what he was liable to do. Right, where the fuck is that folder? There it is. Right, I've got to move it over here, have I? No. More production issues. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so impressions from then to now. As far as Tech is concerned, it certainly seems that he's improved in terms of his ability to be able to be Levitus, and I think more direct to his opponent and the moment in the room. The pop culture references seem to have stemmed a lot as well. As far as Tally is concerned, obviously Tally is he's one of the league owners and knows his audience it very, very well and delivers performances that they absolutely adore. Interesting. Who's he battling? 2 seconds. Should probably pull that up so I can make predictions as well. I will share with you privately. People have been sending me the Coldplay clip, just in its various guises all day today. That's been giving me life. It's been a dreadful day for me personally today. I've just had nothing but bad news all day long, culminating in one pretty significant one actually. So yeah, to see that fucking asshole get caught in the flesh live for the world to see, and then everyone, the internet, just doing what the internet does. Yeah, I needed that today. I needed it. Which brings me back to what we're talking about. So Tally's taking on RX Southside. That's interesting. RX is sort of... He's the guy touted as being like one of the next big things in UK battle rap. Excuse me, but I would argue, just humbly, that he hasn't really had that breakout performance yet. You know, that one battle that everyone has said, my God, you really must drop what you're doing and go watch RX's battle versus insert name. The most, you know, the sort of the most famous moment, if you want to give it that, is the shirt tearing with Dub T. And I would argue that Dub T has kind of taken more of the brunt of that than RX, because he was the one that was sort of at the end of the altercation, if you want to call it that. So it'll be an interesting one for RX to see if he can get some kind of traction as a result of that battle, especially considering that, again, Prem are not going to be adverse to taking on additional talent outside of the tournament, and No Loose Chat are not going to be adverse to promoting a new star, or at least someone that they can pivot to in order to perpetuate that forwards. And given that that's going to be effectively the main event, that'll be interesting stuff. Let's now turn to the next battle on the card, which is Templar Surfer versus MK Southside. Let me pull up a performance I was there for. I'll do that in a second. First things first, let me pull this up so that it's showing. There we go. Pull it back to the reaction screen. Let's move on, because this was at the event I was at not too long ago. And as you can see, I've mentioned this before, No Loose Chat's production has come on a leaps and bounds since, and I love it. Protocol, there it is. Protocol 5, there it is. Again at the Fiddlers. Let's move it along. So who we got first? Is it Tech or Temp? I can't remember. Okay, it's Templar first. Okay.
40 plus should still be out here rapping, showing off my skills and abilities. Tech, you really taking fucking liberties. Yeah? But let me, in fact, don't try fucking move bad in here, because I will bomb down on niggas like Vladimir, set pace. Oh my God, set pace. What have I done? Come on, let's go. I said, don't fucking try and move bad in it, because I will bomb down on niggas like Vladimir. Set pace, come back your boy, catch the Troy. I'm about to do surgery to the face. Oh, you're the face? You get hit with a fucking rocket like Elon Musk if you don't give me some fucking space. You hungry, rat? Well, I'm here to... You hungry, rat? Well, I'm here to take your plate. You get the one piece like the straw hat, because I'll stretch the face. Who thinks text on it?
Anime references. Oh wow, P Soldier's in the chat. Hi P Soldier. What's good, my brother? I haven't seen AEW this week. I'll get around to it probably before I go sleep, because P Soldier got me back onto AEW recently. It's on ITV, it turns out. Every week for free. How did I miss that? Ridiculous. Yeah, as far as the card itself, which I've got open here just so I can continue to reference to it. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Anyways, P Soldier's in the house. Everybody say hi to P Soldier.
UV text on it. You get the one piece, like the straw hat.
Oh, that's what I paused it for. Oh, anime references. We've got them. If there's any reason that I love Templar Surfer, is because he makes references to things that I am fans of. All he needs to do is start dropping Linkin Park bars, the occasional Power Rangers bar, and maybe some original DC Batman the Animated Series bars, and he might be my favorite battler of all time. Until then, while he's referencing anime, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. But I need more from you, Templar. I need more. Give me more references.
Shake the face, you think tectonic. You might shake the room, but I'ma shake the earth with these punches. They're tectonic. You get smoked fast. I've got the best. You might shake the room, but I'ma shake the earth with these punches. They're tectonic. You get smoked fast. I've got the best chronic, man. You'll die automatic if I shift into a different separate set of gears. Like Tiptronic is nothing to me. You go from the face of the league to a face on a tee if you keep.
See, now that was a good bar. No one caught that. Slipped in a sec like tip. That's good. That's really good. No one caught it. No one caught it.
With me, because what I keep quick will get you defeated quick. You shit yourself if I back out this fucking piece of shit, you piece of shit. Because I'm the knife bar nigga. So knives is what I'm supposed to use. Mm-hmm. Zombies, thickies, samurai swords. Yes. I own a few.
Talk to him. Tell him.
Don't you know if this was real beef, you would not want me to get hold of you. I'm rolling through DMX, flesh on my flesh. That's a whole lot of blood all over you. I'm just showing you.
Imagine getting into a beef with a dude who threatens to, like, I have zombies and a samurai sword. Like, what would you be more terrified in that situation of? Like, he has a horde of zombies he can unleash upon you, or a samurai sword that presumably he's trying. Like, I don't know. I've never seen Templar showcase any kind of ninjutsu or anything, but you would assume so, unless he's just going to come and wave it at you. Hylas has commented. By the way, Hylas, I apparently have fixed the comment section, albeit minutely. So apologies if, as Halcyon has pointed out, you can see your comment, but you cannot read your comment. I plan on fixing that for the next live stream. I'm going to rearrange all of this stuff to be slightly more ergonomic. But he reads. Excuse me. Batman the Animated Series is goated. I just watched every single episode with my 4-year-old daughter and she loved it. It's aged so well. Clayface stays my favorite. So, hot take of hot takes. The greatest Batman movie ever made is Mask of the Phantasm. You can take all of your Dark Knights. You can take your Schumachers. You can even take your original 1960-odd Adam West Batmans. And they are fine. In fact, some of them are really, really amazing. The Mask of the Phantasm is... watch the movie. Get to the end. I'm not spoiling anything, but get to the end. Listen to that crescendo as Batman's theme hits with an orchestral background and a fucking choir, and tell me you don't want to don a cape and go out and fight some fucking crime, son. It gets you more hyped than you could possibly believe. I absolutely adore it. It's fantastic. Hylas has my favourite comment so far. And love any bars that reference 90s hip-hop. The DMX blood bar was cold, says Hylas.
That's a whole lot of blood all over you. I'm just showing you a thing or two about my era, the knife era. We used to arm out for the summer whilst you bitch-ass niggas were wearing woolly hats and bubble jackets in nice weather. Times were hard. Times were hard. So when the climate changed, we had to resort to robbing niggas for their night sweaters. So for you to ride out, take the wrong turn, get scraped on road, you better start thinking about walking around in bike leather. Now era, we got our sisters moving like slagatrons and you bitch-ass niggas acting like white brothers. I've had enough of this. I've had enough of this. You want to shine so bad, why don't you fuck off, have a premier battle and suck a dick, you fucking prick. Them men ain't even good enough to put on my bucket list, you little trick. You fiends and lager louts trying to rap, ain't nothing lit. Well, you're a fighter, bro. And on the real, I would just like to know, you flow with the premier talking about, yeah, this is gonna be my brain count performance, you know, then you died to crow. That brother, he stuck me swagger on. The great almighty tech got cooked by a faggot from a team of faggotrons. It's wickedness, and that's not even it. And that's not even it. You couldn't confuse me on any day. All that tight clothing you wear makes you look hella gay. What's Bracer saying? I heard that they edited out a couple of jokes in your fucking coochie plate. Well, yeah, well, that's 2 L's now. Well, it don't even matter because LL Cool G was coochie anyway. So I ain't even gonna get mad, talk off arse or speak grease. But you wanna know what I would do if Tech was to get fucking stabbed? Ha ha, hee.
Wow, okay. I remember him going off. I don't remember it being that vicious in the first round. Jesus Christ, Templar. Wow. I was originally going to try and get Templar to react to one of his battles. I really need to look into arranging that at some point. Right, so look, Hylas. I will go back to the Batman thing. Yes, you do. You really do. It also has the single best Joker performance from Mark Hamill, by the way. I'm just throwing that in there as well. Like, it's where I learned. Again, I know we're supposed to be reacting to battles, but it's my live stream, so fuck it. When I was a kid, I had all of the DC animated series Batman toys. So I had the Batmobile, I had all the things. Apparently, and my mum was probably chatting shit, I will be honest with you, but apparently my first coherent words, because when I was a kid, I only spoke Pingu, apparently, which is just a whatever. My first coherent sentence was watching Batman. No loose chat. No loose chat, tune in just as I'm telling a completely useless and unrelated anecdote. I have been reacting to your battles, I promise you guys. And I will get back to it as soon as I address the Batman thing. There was an episode involving, I believe, the Riddler. And there was some guy monologuing, and he made a reference to Shakespeare, which is, "'Tis not for whom the bell tolls for thee." Apparently, that was my first coherent sentence. I was at my grandma's house, and they were having a conversation in the kitchen, and they heard me utter it to myself. Bollocks! Yeah, sure. I'm sure. Yeah. Fucking 4-year-old comes out with that shit coherently. Yes. Definitely happened. However, what I will say is that it also, as a kid, I was... Hadashrim's is right. They reran it. But yeah, it had a full theatrical release. It's released on DVD, VHS, and all the rest of that sort of stuff back in the day. But it's what made me fall in love with Batman and Joker as they're my epitome superhero combination. Because Batman, I can't do Kevin Conroy. He's goated. But Mark Hamill's Joker, man, is terrifying and hilarious. It's and it's why the game worked so well, by the way, because their dynamic was so perfect. But what was it? It was oh man, I'm trying to remember. So it's like he makes his entrance in like a dystopian theme park or a dilapidated theme park. He's like, Sal, can it be? Oh god, no, it wasn't. I'm getting my quotes mixed up. But there's an Injustice cartoon, and that's where I got my initial Joker impression from. He's doing a Oh, no, Hylas. No. It was made in the 90s. I'm just saying that it was re-released because it had a following. But anyways, in the Injustice, I think it was Injustice for All, Joker makes his appearance like, Lexi, I'm hurt. How can you even think about this little soiree without inviting me? And he's unhinged amazingness. Like, he's got Batman, like, secured from the rest of it. He's telling him he's about to blow up the Justice League. And when I press this button, kablooey! Popcorn! Like, he's just unhinged amazingness. And in that movie, The Mask of the Phantasm, he's unhinged amazingness, but genuinely terrifying. Like, there's a moment in the movie where he stabs a guy with the laughing gas serum. And it segues from him laughing, like the and then up to the high pitch. And then it transitions to the guy who's nearly dying of laughter, and he's like, it's fucking terrifying, dude. It's great, is what I'm saying. If you're not interested in battle rap and you've tuned into my stream for whatever reason, don't know why you do that, but thank you for joining me. Batman Mask of the Phantasm is the best Batman movie ever made, bar none. It has the best Batman, the best Joker, the best storyline, the most definitive Batman origin story, and one of the best set pieces. Because the way the movie ends with Joker, because he doesn't die, but it makes you think he does. I'm not spoiling anything. But it builds to a crescendo, and he just laughs. And I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. It's fucking incredible. Go and Hadashrooms. No, it wasn't. It was Hylas. Fuck this stream. Go and find it. Go and watch that right now, okay? Go and watch that right now. It's absolutely amazing. Go and watch it. Anyways, For people that don't give a tiny shit about Batman, I'm sorry for going off on a tangent. I fucking love Batman, the original DC animated series. So much. So much so when I found out they'd made a bunch of DC movies since, like Public Enemies. Love Public Enemies. Great movie. Anyways, what was I talking about? Templar. Templar, yes, gave a very visceral performance in that first round. So let's see how Tech responded, because I want to give Tech the benefit of the doubt, like I did with the tally battle. There you go, Hylas. You've got no excuses. Fuck this stream. Go and find Batman on Prime Wire. There you go. You have my instructions.
I say, yo!
Yo!
Let's go, Ted.
I said, let's get out all the respect. Surfer.
Yes.
He was the first one of the vets to give me props and say I was one of the best newcomers to revive the scene. Even though I stumble, I still complete every one of my tests, and now I'm here.
Yes, you are.
Standing in front of one of my friends. Well, fuck that shit. Because today, I need you to know that I've come to start some shit, because we do have some similarities. But because you've been here longer, that's the reason they think I ain't passing them. They asked me, what do I do better than Surfer? I really had to laugh within, because I'm the one that has a leg up and can end this competition. It's the Karate Kid, this style I got.
Leg up, Karate Kid.
I mastered it, so anything you're on, bro, know that I'm with.
I said he didn't have pop culture references quite so much in his newer battles. I'm chatting shit, aren't I? One leg up, Karate Kid. Very good. Very good, Tech.
That, but you be ghosting the culture, then you want to come back with all this whiff-waff. But with me, you got to move a little sincere. Like, you really got to show me you belong in here without a wristband. Like, go ahead. So go ahead with all your slick chat. The wound, they'll find you with deadly pressure. You better reply it. I ain't the best of writers, but I grew up around deadly violence, started doing anything next to violence. But you the bro. We've really been on missions together. But today I had to turn on friendly fire, because you look tired. Someone get this man.
I'm just going to comment on something that Tech referenced there. Are you a battle rap fan or a battler if you don't get super intense into battle rap, but then take a prolonged period away from it? I feel like burnout's real when it comes to battle rap fandom and battlers in general. I'm just saying, like, I'll watch battle rap intently for a month or two, and then I need to peace out for a bit. I'm just going to switch my light on quickly, just bear with me. Excuse me. Forgive me. I didn't realise that the light was going to fade quite so quickly. Hi, this is all about the hard copy, ladies and gentlemen. He's a wise boy. He's a wise boy. You should fight digitization as much as you can. We're entering an era where it's going to be really bad. Just really bad. Did he? Don't know. Let's check. Let's rewind.
So go ahead with all your slick chat. The wound, they'll find you with deadly pressure. You better reply it. I ain't the best of writers, but I grew up around deadly violence, started doing anything next to violence. But you the bro.
Turns out you did. Turns out you did,
together.
Harness.
But today I had to turn on friendly fire, because you look tired. Someone get this man an iced tea and a... Someone get this man an iced tea and a seat. Just sit back and applaud, man. I took over. So you old niggas could just fall back. You know, Watchman, I know you seen it with my bro. I'm with all that. Because the face really got it patterned in all ways like Rorschach. So
caught the Watchman thing on the front end this time. Good one. Good one. Hylas, as far as accentuating your perceived negatives, depends. Depends, really. I mean, there's nothing wrong with... there's nothing... Because, again, you got to remember, the thing with battle rap is it's not all about... As counter to what I think the lead is with a lot of battlers, which is, I'm absolutely amazing, no one can touch me, blah. It's not. It's about winning the audience over. So if you can show some humility without showing... What's the word I'd use? You know what I mean? You don't want to appear passive. You know what I mean? You want to appear confident, assertive, aggressive, assured. There's nothing wrong with... Because again, look, putting myself in Tech and Templar's position in this situation, I think if I was ever battling, the first thing I kick off with is, I know that my voice annoys half of you in this audience, and the other half hate me because of Twitter beef. And because of that, and I'd make that... Because you got... I think ignoring certain shortcomings or certain perceptions about you is tone deaf. So I'm not mad at Tech referencing that at all. I think it's fine, especially if he can then showcase what he is good at, or at least showcase enough of the thing that he's highlighting to make sure... Yes, Hadashrooms is right. turn the negative into a positive in so much as you can say, well, I don't need it, or I'm better than you at that, or I'm so bad at this, and yet you're still somehow worse. So long as it sounds right to the audience. If Danny Jack said that line, he'd get cooked by everybody. But again, I think that's down to perception, isn't it? Some battlers can say certain things and get away with it. Some people can't because their perception is such. Again, I put myself in this. I can't really get away with asking questions in UK battle rap public forums anymore because I'm seen to be the guy that's provoking everybody. I'm asking because I'm trying to elicit something. So I have to be either non-opinionated or just factual. It's no different than any other battler. Like, if you are known for something, you have two choices. You steer into that and you make it your gimmick, in which case, okay, so long as people buy into that gimmick. But if they're not buying into it, you need to steer away from it and use it as fuel. It's not really a line you can ride with that. You only have one of two directions to go. At least that's just my humble opinion. Anyways, Tech was saying, before I rudely interrupted.
Go ahead and talk back. They'll find you with your brain half missing. He was dumbfounded. Nightball, what? My nigga, you look run down. You couldn't even beat a nigga that I 30'd in a 1 round. It's
Math bars.
Friend of a friend, I didn't come to play with you. Big gun. Teeth look like I just robbed a saber tooth. Aim and shoot. Big gun. Teeth look like I just robbed a saber tooth. Aim and shoot. Bullet hit his spine. He's paralyzed. Suicidal. He even made a noose, but even that had him baffled. Reminders of his whispers battle. You know, another round that he couldn't get through. Cause taking me. You can't lie, you take on some battles that don't make no sense. Snoop done you wrong, G. But today, you got Tech. So my advice is you stop flea, but anything you do say, they're gonna rock with because you got T. It's like you've been missing your voice box this whole time. But now Tech's hitting net well, this is your opportunity to talk properly. And for the culture, last year was a struggle. I'm sorry if I seem stressed, but this year I'm about mine. Rebound, outside and you are just a weak friend. I've done enough downtime. I'm a smoke you till I'm how high. They need that repent. I took Surfer and Rivers a week apart. Ain't no one gonna tell me this year I ain't trying to get my feet wet.
There you go. Feet wet. See what you did there. Very clever. Hylas. I say that because Danny Jack gets criticised for being self-deprecating all the time. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but writing is the absolute core of battling, let's be honest. Pedro might have something to say about that. Bobby would probably have something to say about that. Bobby's a pretty proficient freestyler, to say the least. I do see your point, Hylas. I'm not saying that self-deprecation can't be detrimental. What I'm saying is, though, that self-deprecation can't become a crutch. That's all I'm saying. Tech wasn't using self-deprecation as a means to elicit sympathy. He was using it to set the table. He's like, look, I'm not great at writing, I'm not the best writer, but... And then goes immediately on the attack. If a battler was sort of trying to elicit sympathy in a moment that feels unearned or unwarranted, I can see that making an audience turn on them. Now, of course, Hylas, I'm sure that you're referencing something in particular or some anecdotal aspect of one of Danny Jack's battles that you've seen. The only thing I've taken away from Danny Jack's battles is that he has his moments, but generally speaking, he has difficulty sticking the landing with a lot of his battles. I'll put it that way. The only battle that comes to mind off the top of my head is when he battled Marlowe, and I think he choked the first round, I want to say, and I think he choked the second. I can't remember. But yeah, that sort of oh woe is me attitude is not going to get you far in battle rap. Not unless you can then go again, you have to kind of come full circle with it. I feel like if a battler came in and has sort of a miserable outlook on absolutely everything and made it a gimmick where he was sort of bitter, that could work because there's an element of comedy in that. It's what Jack D did for fucking years. It's just turn up, be miserable, fuck off again. You know what I mean? It's the same with anything. If you can dial it up to a ridiculous degree, you can make it a character, and that character can work for people. I mean, the only other person I can think of off the top of my head is Marlowe and Shuffle T when they make sort of self-deprecation, but it's always said in jest, so you get that they don't really feel that way about themselves. Whereas if a battler is constantly, oh no, I'm terrible, I'm fucking dreadful. I'm the worst battler you've ever seen. Like, there better be a point to that. Otherwise, yeah, I can see audiences tuning out because it's not pleasant to watch. You know what I mean? Some fans don't even care about writing. They just want to laugh. I'm a big fan of great writing. And this is it. I'm not disagreeing. So if Hylas's point is that writing is at the core of battling when it's done at its pantheon, I mean, look at Soul. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, one of the definitive writers of our time. Like, he's so utterly amazing that when he releases his... he will occasionally... It's been a while, I think. I haven't seen one in a while, where he releases sort of a page of his rhymes and sort of, you know, these soliloquies that he goes on. People just react to that. They don't even react to him performing them because they're just so well articulated. And there's a bunch of those guys. I think it's interesting and fascinating to see that there are guys that would rather rely on their instincts and allow themselves to kind of take the battle as and when it sort of comes to them, as opposed to guys who want to obsess over every single line. And that's what makes battle rap great, ultimately. Especially because that is probably going to be the biggest discrepancy between battle rap and on-beat. Pardon me. On-beat stuff, you're going to be limited to a certain time, a certain beat pattern. Whereas, you know, if you're just writing, you can make it fit anything. You can switch beat patterns depending on what scheme you're going for. So, anyways, it's interesting to see that Tech is, again, improving in terms of how relaxed he is, how good his disposition is. Like I say, I wouldn't say his writing's bad. If he says he's not very good at writing, okay, we will all respectfully disagree. And then you've got Templar, who is perfectly capable of serving a fool if they're acting a fool. So, yes, Hadashreams, I completely agree. You do not get better than Soul. And it's a crying shame that it's going to take... There might not be anything we can do to motivate him to make a return to battle rap, which is fucking criminal. Frankly, criminal. That's the only word I can use. Anyways, so let me swap screens for a second while because I like to... I'm trying to eliminate a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff that you see that you shouldn't. I really am. I want my production to be more seamless. It's just not proving to be at the moment. Anyways, let me switch gears for a second now, because we got to talk about a goddamn motherfucker that I thought he moved. I thought he moved. What happened with that? I thought he moved. And instead, he's battling tomorrow, apparently. They threw him a going away party, and he's battling again in Manchester. Kingsley Thunder versus LS Dean. We're going to look at Kingsley Thunder. Specifically, we're going to look at Kingsley Thunder's battle with one O'Shea, I think his name is. Pretty sure that's his name. Don't know if you've heard of him. I'm going to fast forward all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to fast forward O'Shea stuff because he had a whole video dedicated to him. And we're going to look at young Kingsley. Let's see what young Kingsley has to say.
That's time!
Both got a beer in... actually, no, O'Shea has a bottle of water in his hand. Interesting.
Yo! So we got the best Scouse battle rapper of all time.
Against O'Shea.
There's O'Shea.
There it is.
Shit got me like finally. Daddy's
spending time with me.
Now fuck the chat. I come to snap at this fucking twat. He took me to play catch in a minute now. What's up with that? Nah, I'm gonna try and stick to the jokes. I ain't gonna stand there and pretend that I don't think you're the ghost, so let's get into it, bro. Everybody says that I just mimic you, Osh. And honestly, I've been trying to take a different approach. Sometimes I hit them with jokes, sometimes it's literal smoke that's been written and delivered within intricate flows. Like, I've also dropped bars that nearly made the fucking building explode. Literally, though. I've also never turned up and been so pissed that I've choked. Still, everybody says I'm just a miniature Osh. And I guess they're right. Because when you said you took a shit on a shark,
yep.
I took that as a literal quote.
Oh, I can tell this is going to be fun already. Kingsley's doing wonderful things, and that's why it's such a shame that he moved. Because he had such a bright future ahead of him in the UK battle rap scene. It's such a shame we will never, ever see him battle in the UK ever again. He's battling tomorrow, isn't he? Oh, yeah. Someone... Kingsley, if you ever see this, I feel like you owe everyone a goddamn explanation. You moved! What are you doing back? It's lovely to have you back, by the way. It's lovely to see that you're battling again. It's a true privilege and honor to cover your career in UK battle rap. However, you moved! Anyways, Kingsley was saying.
Started out small time, you know, just fingering boats. When you said you shot on a shark, I took that as a literal quote. I started out small time, you know, just fingering boats. Every now and then a swordfish would nibble me rope. Sometimes you hit and you hope, but I clearly don't have the nautical dexterity that you're gifted with, bro. Now, fuck that. I am not O'Shea, but I am proficient in this role. I didn't take a shit on a shark, but I will piss in your fishbowl. And I've got a mind of my own, and when I'm in the zone, you get...
Just say that Lunacy decided to make that one rebuttal. Like, what did he say? He said, you never shat on a shark, you just shoved a fish up your ass. That's it. He's turned that into however many bars. Like, he made it entertaining. Like, he stretched it. Good for him.
A sign on your phone that says, don't try this at home. But it's like, whenever I rap, I have to pay respect to Osh. Like, yeah, man, nice one. For inventing jokes. A revolutionary. Go praise the martyr. O'Shea Guevara.
He is a funny fucker, isn't he?
O'Shea Guevara. Nah, it's more straight out of Compton. Watch Junior Osh play his father. So it's your last battle ever, eh? Bro, we about to cry. But he's not retiring. Only said it's his last battle because he knows he's about to die. So let's get this out the way. My favourite battlers in the world are Pat's Day and O'Shea. Yeah. So since this got announced, I've had low amounts of sleep. Because I always said when I get to Mount Rushmore, I'll know I've found my peak. But long live Pat's Day. Because whatever you do, you should never confuse emotional with weak. Like I'll slit your throat with tears rolling down my cheek. Like I've got me fucking demons in order. I'll bury Osh deep in the water and then I'll deal with the trauma. Ask me why? Why? Because I'm a decent performer.
He is pretty decent.
You ain't achieving this order. You better keep it in order. If we're beefing, I'm Liam Neeson and you just tried stealing me daughter. After this, they're gonna be pouring some Henny. You're a quarter of Remy. This is George killing Lenny, lad.
Literature references, we've got them.
I like a whiskey glass or two. Like we have different attributes. I like a whiskey glass or two. You like to sniff a bag of glue. You get the sickest packet too. But see, I didn't have a clue, so I just split a bag with you. And now I'm down a monkey like the Cincinnati Zoo. Harambe. Harambe. Like your bird eats pork. You've got a harambe. Listen, but he's gonna say I've abandoned Liverpool to travel. Probably say that I'm a neek and a loser, because he's an old school scouser. Yeah, buys his meat in the boozer. Listen, that's fine. And when it comes to drugs, he snorted everything. But I'd be a pisshead too if I supported everything.
There you go. All right. Oh, that looks like that was a fun battle. I'm so happy. That was great. I'm so happy that O'Shea had a good final battle. But there you go. Kingsley Thunder as funny as ever. Against one LS Dean, it would appear. So, I have one of LS Dean's battles here as well. It's been a while since I've seen an LS Dean battle. I remember him being quite loose, I would say. Never one to be too intense. So there you go.
You might
I think
find
this is
me on
getting
a
tongue
typical day, trying to figure a way to evade minimum wage. Car my back tooth's just a little long for that. Keep it real out.
Caveman.
I'm where the monsters at. Flip a zoo and bill a blue and I can conquer that. If it's
Caveman's
issues,
a pretty
guess
good
it's you
musician,
got a
isn't he?
problem, lad. I've been
He's
here
got
a
some
long
pretty good
time
tracks.
and I ain't holding back.
Fast becoming a
I'm
fan of
alright,
Caveman's
'cause I'm
music
righteous and
independent
my
of his
brothers are
battling.
wise. Speak my
Very
truth,
talented
anytime
battler
to
too,
know
mind
to
you.
hide. Love my daughter and I ain't never taught her nothing but
Premier Battles, undisclosed 11. We are at venue in Manchester. If you're in the building, make some noise!
I say, yes, sir.
This is the co-main event of the card. What a shout out to both of them for stepping in last minute. Gonna jump straight into it. On the left-hand side, you've seen him before. From London, make some noise for Mr. Tongue Twister! And on the right, will this my third shoulder. Make some noise!
Let's do it. Okay, go on then. Ryan on the left-hand side too, isn't that nice?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Fucking oldie bastard. If I shoulder bash and break bro to fragments, you'll be just like the crowd after that last battle. No reactions. I said this is my third cancellation in a row. And I was begging just to have a chance. Told Stroke, Will, Roars. Those are the lads that have, but I really just want a battle, man. He said Mr. Tongue Twister will do it. Now I'm praying for another dropout like a Kanye fan. You are stood with a great. Talk about what you've done on the States. I'll talk about what I've done in the States. You in the wrong section, looking at him like the dog's breakfast, because I've got tongue gonna play, yo. Why do you look like Obi-Wan Kenobi if he only copped Janowski's like? Like Stablets Flask if he had less Castro. I can't believe you're making me clash this, Don. You have never worn clothes not made out of the material they make trackies from. You're wrong. Captain rocking sweatpants, sweatbands. He met his girlfriend's kid. He went, "Hi, I'm going to be your sweat dad." The dude is a goon. When the doctor said 5 a day, they didn't mean fucking Fruit of the Loom. Take it past the JD Sport, watch him hurl head first. His favourite pastime, sniffing a girl's sweater, and his favourite fucking rapper, Earl Sweatshirt. But wait, it gets worse. Watch how he colour matches his caps to his dead merch. Old head rocking a new era like Fred Durst. Rocking a new era, just making sure you understand the line. Now, Fred Durst was, you know what, it was after your time. See,
Because he's old.
He's a 90s hipster.
Because he's old.
Album you name, he's already heard of it, bro. Nerdy as cunt. His daughter said her first words. He went, "Oh, I prefer early and stuff."
Hot take Eyeless. Had to be away for a bit. This battle was great, was in the room. Kingsley is so underrated, one of the best in the UK. Oh, and apparently he never moved. Okay. I'm sure there's a story behind that for another day. As far as Kingsley is concerned, yes. Oh, man, I should pull the fucking roster for the tournament. Kingsley Thunder is one that I would hope would have entered the tournament and gone far. Because, again, in this era, we're not even looking at people that need to be, like, room shaker after. We're just looking for people that can identify, resonate, get over with a modern audience, right? And if we look at the cards, the respective cards, right? So let's look at No Lose Chat. Tech's been around for a little bit. Templar obviously has been around for a while. Tally's been around for a little bit. So really you're looking at RX, MK and Cray G as the guys that you would be like, hey, what are we saying? And all three of them, I would argue, I think I've even said this in the past, and it's not dunking on their ability to battle. It's that they don't have a strong enough gimmick outside of what I would consider to be. They don't have enough about them that makes them distinguishable from the rest of the pack. Kingsley Thunder, on the other hand, has something. He has an individualism that is very difficult to say, oh, this is... Oh, shit, I'm like 3 minutes behind. Oh, interesting. Okay. Wow, Haddishrooms. Maybe you're the only one that gets my comments quickly. Weird. I'll take Hylas. Okay, weird. Weird. It says, according to this, I'm getting it immediately. So, I don't know. What was I saying? Kingsley. There's an individual dude. He's a guy that's got a lot of charisma, and I would argue has enough about him to carry at least some fandom. With the No Loose Chat guys, all I'd ask to see from them is slightly more individualism when it comes to how they present themselves in battles. I'm not saying alter your styles necessarily. I'm not asking you to change subject matter. What I am saying is look at what everyone else is doing and do something different. That's all I'm saying. Separate yourself in some meaningful, presentable way and make it so that people have an opportunity to, at the very least, understand where you're coming from. At the best, you want them to live vicariously through you. You want to be an embodiment of some aspect of your fan base that they wish they had, that you have, that they want to support, because by supporting you, they're effectively supporting themselves. And I really do think that Kingsley Thunder is a talent that could do that. I think RX has potential for that. It just depends on whether or not he develops from his what I would consider to be initial incarnation, which is part of the Southside crew. Same with MK. Like at this point, I get that I get their affiliation, and that's fine. But that affiliation doesn't help distinguish you when it comes to people who are not into battle rap. You know, it's how would I tell each individual battler apart on a card? Well, there are ways you do that in an overt sense, and then there's the performance element, which is something people will only do once they get to know you, once they've seen a few of your performances. That's all I would say. We'll come back to predictions and stuff in a second. I want to let Ellis Dean finish, but I wanted to touch on the comments because I didn't want to leave them for too long.
So you can't play shit round Twister lest it sounds snobby. His girl put on Breezy in the whip and he woke up in Chris Brown's body. Slap her. Say it again. That's why his quality dropped. Every clash is less raw. Hip hop hipster only scratching his own record, but his style's smooth. He's comfy with it. Fucking legit. He's practically wearing pajamas. He's comfy as shit. See, your material's just like the suits that you have. No matter what it says on a label, it ain't much use in a track.
There you go. I will say that the crowd wasn't representative of what a typical battle would be, so don't take the reactions to heart on that one. I thought that was reasonably entertaining from LS Dean, so very nice work there. I've always found LS Dean to be a funny guy, a very charismatic individual, someone that can just carry himself without worrying too much about the audience reactions. There are some battlers, we touched on this on a previous stream, where they I won't name names, but like there's a pause and there's a deliberate egging of the audience on, and you go like, dude, please don't do that, ever. LS Dean doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that needs that nor wants that. So fair play to him. Because he jokes a lot of people, and how 2 minutes behind. Okay, fair enough. Oh, I see, you're behind because you've paused it. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, Kingsley I really rate Kingsley. I've enjoyed his performances to date, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how he progresses. If he hasn't moved and he can perform more, it would be good to see. Right, let's move on to what is going to be the main event. I'm going to showcase both guys. This is for the Prem card, by the way, because I didn't showcase either one of them the other day. I was too busy interviewing one of them. And then the other one, I haven't showcased a battle of his in some time. So that's going to be Red Wolf versus Gas Buff. I think both of them are in the Prem tournament as well. So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. So first and foremost, let's go with Red Wolf first, who's been on somewhat of a promo tear these last couple of weeks that have earned him accolades and ire. So bear with him tomorrow. He may have Bobby Rex's fucking fist wrapped around the side of his head if I know Bobby. He doesn't take kindly to being referenced when it's nothing to do with him. So just, if you're battling Bobby, fine. He's fair game to you. If you're not battling Bobby, keep his motherfucking name out your motherfucking mouth. Just a piece of friendly advice. Anyways.
It. Going first.
So, against Tongue Twister is Red Wolf.
I don't know if you noticed it.
You're old as shit. His lifespan. Tortoises. You old piece of shit. Fucking grandpa trying to host ciphers. Your whole life is medicine tablets and adult diapers. You old piece of shit. I hate to see your toxicology. With the Oxycontin he's popping constantly, his body is a walking pharmacy. You old piece of shit. To say I hope you die is corny. I hope you're the only one in your friend group that survives and you retire lonely. I'm one of the best. I'm one of the best. I get the call with no hesitation. I got heart and soul dedication. I'm a star with dope reputation, battling a garden gnome decoration. Yo, please someone teach Shuffles T's Uncle be humble. Weak muscles, a subtle breeze comes and his knees buckle. In my spare time I'm living free, young and I seek trouble while he reads bundles of magazines and completes puzzles. Obsessed with battle rap, he falls asleep cuddled in his sheets huddled in his rebuttals in his dream bubble. Yo, a geriatric lyricist. Growing up in your day must have been a mad experience. You graduated from the class of the Jurassic period.
He's old. He's old is his point. I'm just gonna, in case you missed it, in case this is too nuanced for you, Tongue Twister is old. That seems to be the nub of what Red Wolf is getting at. He's old. He's old.
This hella old relic will never own electric, let alone get a phone. Technology confuses him. His progression's slow. I can show him an open world of this Elder Scrolls. Yo.
Gaming bar. Nice. I thought that was good.
Senior pass. Pete and Baz was a trio act until he was cast because they needed trash. How mean is that? Barbaric traditions. Forcing him to get a song prepared as a mission. Instead of sending WAV files to the engineer for the mixes, he'll put various lyrics on a page via carrier pigeon. Yo, I'll explain this in terminology he regard. Me getting a good battle, I never thought it would be this hard. Believe me when I tell you this was not on my bingo card. Yo, when I walk in the room,
'cause he's old.
shit is intense. I bring it to 10. When you walk in the room, you're like, wait, why did I come in here again? Yo, bizarre menace. I got dark methods how you could be killed. Pouring salt heavy if I cook you meals. Switch your heart medicine for sugar pills. Yo, katana drawn, Reds prepared, saw his arms. Legs will tear, chop him off, set him there. On the floor you'll see Twister with body parts everywhere. Yo, you're a wannabe that's acting tough, nostalgic in the past and stuck. Your progress isn't fast enough. All of us are past this punk. Your career is like Life Alert when he's calling and his back is fucked. He's like, help, help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Yo, stop with the talk, bro. You're not in the convo where so many people are wanting to follow. And given the fact you're an old fuck, I can understand that's a pretty hard pill to swallow. Yo, outdated raps that create no value. This is Interstellar and you're playing Matthew, trapped in a space of time while a million generations pass you. I think a vast lot would agree he can't possibly be that marketably apt as a rap artist when he lacks lots of his teeth, has a dad bod of a fat slob, and is a grandfather of 3. Yo, you're in a midlife crisis with no doubt. It's evident by the fact you hate riding shorter rounds, because old people tend to panic when their time is running out. Time. Yo.
Okay. Right. I love Red Wolf, by the way. He's my kind of performer. Thoughtful, eloquent, tons of content. The thing I think that holds Red Wolf back from being completely over in the eyes of a modern UK battle rap audience is because he's a bit too clever for his own good. And I don't want to say battle rap audiences resent intellect. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they do resent someone that carries themselves like they think they're cleverer than a battle rap audience. I guess that's what I would say. I think Red Wolf, one of his issues is that he crams almost too much in. He's trying to get every ounce out of a scheme as possible. And again, I love that. I think there's something to be said about the fact that he is trying, by hook or by crook, to get as much out of a scheme as is humanly possible, as much out of a concept as humanly possible. He's trying to examine it in as many different ways as possible. I think that's just natural of someone that is as creative as him and is as cerebral as him. I think, though, the advice I would give him if he was looking for it, not that fucking anyone is that I think he needs to look at the audience and remember that it's not just about shots per minute. It's about making sure that they're connecting with the material. Sometimes that means slowing up. Sometimes that means speeding up. But I think it's also delivering it in a way that allows them to get on board the train, as it were. I think sometimes he's going at a pace that doesn't allow them to connect with it. It's a very subjective piece of advice because there's nothing inherent. I mean, because like I say, I joked a second ago by saying, he's old. Do you get it? He spent 2 minutes telling you that Tongue Twister's old. Do you get it yet? There's nothing wrong with taking a really simple, you know, a one-note concept and stretching it out throughout the course of a round. I think the way you do that, though, is you don't beat the point over the head with a stick unless... You can do that two ways. You leave it, come back to it, leave it, come back to it, in which case you've got to find new and creative ways to coming back to that same point, or you have to escalate it. You have to extend it to even more ridiculous proportions and build the round to a crescendo. Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult otherwise to say he does anything wrong. I think he does a lot right. I think that when you're in a room like this, which is going to be very critical, yes, but I think most battlers are jealous of him. I think he's really good. He's easy to clown. It's a weird one. Well, it's not. I'll tell you what. Battle rappers and battle rap audiences love someone that pretends they don't care. I think aloofness is a characteristic of most successful battlers. This idea of, I'm going to say a thing, I don't care if you laugh or not. I'm going to say a thing, I don't care if you think it's bad. But deep down they do. Of course they do, otherwise they wouldn't have written it. Guys that perform like they're eager to please the audience or are trying to elicit that response don't. Again, coming back to that sort of apathy, that self-deprecation, battle rap audiences want to live vicariously through someone. They want to see him go after him in a way that feels excessive or it's escalating. They don't want to see him be just clever. You know what I mean? This battle rap audiences don't want to follow a smart ass that they think they don't want to follow a smart ass, I guess is the way. I mean, look at early shuffle. Great example is early shuffle T against was it Liquid? I forget his name, but it was a battle against it was a solo battle, and his first round he is trying to cram in so much, and it's like there's nothing wrong with what he's saying, and there's tons of funny stuff in there, but the audience is so obviously aware of Shuffle's need to seem clever that they're not necessarily buying what he's saying. If Red Wolf could hang a little bit, just hang a little bit on some of the words, add a little bit off the back of some of the sentences, like, again, break it up a little bit and say, I don't know if I mentioned he's fucking old. Have you noticed how old he... Like, have a bit of fun with it. Yes, and Hylas has pointed out here, tryhards in battle rap, or guys that are so obviously trying to get your attention by proclaiming how clever they are, don't get over. Again, battle rap is something that appeals to aloofness. You have to appear either aloof, or if you're gonna care about your opponent. Focus, fixate, hyperfixate on your opponent. There's something about Red Wolf's performing style that makes it feel like he's talking to the audience as much as his opponent, and because of that lack of intensity, coupled with the fact that he's very clearly trying to illustrate how clever he is disengaging the audience. And if he could somehow remedy that by leaning one way or the other, I think he'd be absolutely great. An example of someone that has managed that, Anki Dams in the house. Anki, my friend, how are you keeping? I hope you're well. Let me swap screens for a second, because his opponent is someone that is starting to really tap into that aspect of his personality, in the sense of he is not trying hard anymore in the same way that he perhaps once would have done. Yeah, let's go there. We're going to be looking at Ghast Buff. Excellent. I'm glad to hear that you are doing well, sir. He's so easy to clown, isn't he? He just has to have some kind of DMT trip or reinvent himself. I don't know. Again, I'd love to. Again, I'll be honest. My original vision for this live stream was to have people on. I want them to talk about their battles. I want to be able to put stuff to them. It would be nice because Gasbuff opened himself up the other day to some criticism, not necessarily of him, but certainly of Premier Battles and some of the negative feedback. I want to see battlers start answering that stuff because I want to see them light a fire into themselves and really clap back, not just on Twitter. I'd want to see that fire. I'd want to see that sort of, that arrogance and that sort of dismissiveness about criticism and address it. And I think part of that is by saying, hey, listen, so some people, including me, would feel like this is an aspect of your battling that maybe lacks a little bit. Oh, Hadashrooms wanted to see Tongue Twister's rebuttal. We're not reviewing battle. Sorry, Hadashrooms, we're not reviewing battles here. We're previewing cards. There is a difference. This is a reaction stream to individual battles. If you want to see individual battles, DM me, leave me comments, let me know which battles I should be reacting to. We will pencil it in, I promise. For now, though, I want to flip because I've been quite critical of Red Wolf, and I'm sure he'll have the opportunity to address a lot of what I've said tomorrow. Hopefully he does. But for now, Gasbuff is who I would point to as someone that has evolved past that initial phase of whatever you want to call it, of sort of not pandering to the audience, but certainly leaning heavily on the validation of the audience, to leaning more on confidence of his own persona. And I feel like this might be an exhibition of that. I have not seen this battle, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he has.
Posh battle rappers.
Yes.
You might think you've seen his kind before. This is a posh battle rapper in its final form. Who can't even pretend to like the pause. Politically aligned to the right, the sort to wine and dine with lords or go golfing with MPs on his own private course, specifically to undermine a cause that you and I support. Enough disposable income to have a man murdered and have them hide the corpse, only to be arrested for tax evasion or some other type of fraud, but is inevitably let off by the court, probably because he buys the court.
So, I was so invested with keeping going old as well. I'm sorry, Hadashrooms, I'm sorry. I've let you down twice today, haven't I? I've let you down by going 3 times. Going early, fixing the comments section, but not fixing it well enough, and now not watching the battles you want me to watch. Sorry, everybody else. You can leave your comments there letting me know how I've let you down individually and collectively if you like. We can turn it into a big old pity session. Just know that I'm really ill and I'm going to pass out and forget everything that you say, so get your licks in. Why not? Back to the point, though. Gasbuff is taking his time. He's enjoying it. He is feeding the audience, but feeding off them. There's a symbiosis at play here. There's an understanding, and he is working it. There's a subtle difference between throwing things at your audience and expecting to catch them versus effectively playing a game of catch with the audience by saying, look, here's a little thing, feed me back, here's a little thing, let me respond and react in turn, let me build to something here. Even if, again, it wasn't particularly, I mean, look, he's calling him posh. Not reinventing the wheel, but the way he's doing it, I like. It's good.
I assure you, this man is so posh he would eat pussy with a knife and fork.
Jesus Christ. Isn't that a mental image for you?
I assure you, this man is so posh he would eat pussy with a knife and fork. Has never paid his taxes. Doesn't know what tax is. Which is ironic as the name Reeve has its origin in a title meaning sheriff who gets taxes for the king. That'll be relevant in the second points if you notice. If he didn't turn up today, he would have been forgotten. Even when he was active, we didn't see him often. But to be fair, it's fucking hard to write a round of struggle bars when you don't have any real problems. Imagine going to a day of battle rapping, then going home to a massive mansion up to Archibald the Butler like rhyming combat's a lock.
Rhyming combat.
Combat's a lot. I dare say I'm getting hooked. Have you heard of Shuffle T? Well, I've read his book and now have you heard of Shuffle T? Well, I've read his book and now I leave the peasant shook. Tell the kitchen how I want my pheasant cooked. His A-level results came with his family crest on a wax stamp.
Twat.
Studied Tchaikovsky, played the fucking canon at band camp. Now, I'm sure your Oxbridge chums consider you a bad man, because tell him no, things go arse over tit like a handstand. If he doesn't get his way, he goes into apoplectic rage, disappears, harder to get a hold of than the end of the sellotape. It wasn't even gone that long. How are you lot nostalgic for the present day? Well, welcome back, Reverse. I don't know what had you kept away, and I hope you're feeling better, mate. But even breach the topic of getting paid. I will fight you, your butlers, your chefs, your maids. There's only two certainties in life, and if you don't pay tax, then only death remains. Because your vibe, aristocracy, can't tell the difference between bread and cake, and my vibe, eat the rich, your head's a plate. Because it costs nothing to be kind, but I have expensive taste.
See what I mean? You see what I mean? Oh, Gast is so goddamn good. He's such a problem these days. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but he is such a problem. He does not have a lack of self-awareness. He has an incredible work ethic. He has an incredible amount of ability to be able to harness and generate support from the crowd. Yeah. I haven't seen the battle, so Hadastreams is saying reverse clear win, and Gas puts in a great performance. How did you guys score this? I'm going to watch it in the stream ends. I'll probably end up doing the same thing. But yeah, like, yeah, man, like, Gast is so good. He's so good.
I have risen up to drag you down just to show we're equal, and when we're eye to eye, I'll blind the guy, cause he's used to looking down his nose at people. This battle ain't compliments and this win ain't complimentary. We're not giving Mr. Reeve a freebie. I took the spot you left open. Don't for a second believe it's easy. This is your red carpet return. You need to beat me, and I just need to catch a rich cunt slipping. Free Luigi!
There you go. Signs off with a free Luigi bar. Interesting stuff. Well, there you go. So that was Gast and Red Wolf. So now that we've done some previewing of some of the battlers, let's do some predictions, because we've also got the Gulag Volume 5 at the bottom of here. I have no familiarity with Patch and Bash. I have no familiarity with Millie. McCoy, I saw at the previous Prem event. I thought he gave a good performance. The question I have is Pedro versus Raptor. Is it the Pedro, or is it a different Pedro? Just curious. Raptor I've seen perform live once before. I've also interviewed Raptor. If it's the Pedro versus Raptor, that's a fascinating, if not rapid fire arrangement for a battle. So difficult to make predictions there. The main card is interesting. Really difficult to make predictions there, actually. Tech versus Cray-G, Templars versus MK Southside, and Tally versus RX. So, that's tricky. That's tricky. I don't really know how to call any of those. I'll give... okay, this is how I'll phrase it. OG Pedro... Really? Pedro... OG Pedro versus Raptor. Okay. Difficult, but I would probably give that to Pedro, just because Pedro has that ability to just throw something out there to make everyone go, wait, what did he say? So... okay. But as far as the main event, the main card, I would say what I want to see is I want to see big performances from RX, MK, and Cray G. If only because, again, those guys are what I would consider to be sort of the more contemporary to future stars. So I want to see them start to make their moves. And like I say, put in good performances and really start to solidify themselves as individual performers. But Tally, Templar, and Tech are fucking monsters. So it's going to be interesting to see how they pan out. But that's actually a really, really solid card. I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out. I've done my predictions for full disclosure. The only thing worth noting for posterity is that Jim Bob Gnarly versus Bird Broadbent isn't happening. Jim Bob had to pull out. I'm not sure of the reasons. It's none of my business, and I haven't approached Jim Bob to ask what's going on. I hope he's okay, and I hope everyone in his world is okay. So yeah, as far as the cards, I mean, if you want to take a second and leave me your predictions in the comment section, by all means, please do so. I mean, I can put that there if you want, so that we can see it. So when people see it back, they can see it. We stop sniffing into all your ears in a second. Isn't that going to be lovely? I really don't know what happened either. We had the aircon unit serviced at work. Maybe there was some dirty ass bacteria living in there. They've been in the building for 15 years, so whatever's been festering in there has had long enough to propagate its own fucking life form. So difficult to rule it out. Otherwise, I'm told that when it shifts from really hot, from mild to really hot, some people catch colds. Whatever. All I can tell you, it's really annoying. The only thing I wanted to say about the cards is, like I say, once again, sucks I can't be there tomorrow. Again, I've got my reasons, so don't hate me. Next week, assuming all's being well, yeah, again, I'll book my ticket and I'll be there for that. I'm looking forward to seeing what No Loose Chat do, because it feels like they make progressions card to card. And they take opportunities to improve and accentuate themselves in different ways, so that would be good. Honey with lemon and tea. What I again, I've got my throat and chest Jakemans. I swear by these motherfuckers. I haven't really been able to eat either the last 3 or 4 days, which has been handy. I'm trying to lose weight. Enigma, God bless him. You might know him from Battle Rap. We talk occasionally, and his opening gambit in every one of our messages is, "What's going on, you fat motherfucker?" And I can't tell you how motivating it is to know that there's someone who's always willing to call you fat. If you have someone in your life that really truly values you and your happiness, they'll call you fat when you're fat because you need to hear it. Okay. I think it was Dave Chappelle that said, when you're good looking, people will tell you. When you're ugly, you got to figure that shit out for yourself. So the fact that I've got him there to call me a fat motherfucker, super helpful. It's good. And having a cold means I can't eat, which, again, I suppose is a good thing. It helps me lose weight. Rap Thought is not the main event, but comments. Yeah, that's why it made me... Hot Take Highness. TMR thinks that Pedro versus Raptor is not the main event, but McCoy versus Millie is. I'd be curious to see what TMR says about that. Because, yeah, that's what made me think, is that the Pedro? Because if it is the... yeah, he's a bona fide don't flop legend, number one. Veteran battler. Raptor, I know he doesn't have the biggest fan base in the UK. But when I interviewed him, nice guy. I know Thesaurus doesn't agree. I'm not getting into that. It's just been my experience that Raptor's a really nice dude. And... a pretty talented battler in his own right. I saw him perform at the Plug 3, and he was like a fucking machine gun. So the fact that you've got two guys that pride themselves on fucking pace of delivery, along with a really arrogant persona, yeah, that's craziness. The fact that it's on second. I'd love to know why. If anyone wants to look into that and let me know, yeah, sure, by all means, let me know. The only other thing I would say about the Thesaurus Raptor thing is dude, I'll touch on this quickly before I go as well, because we've been going for an hour. Unless there's other questions, if anyone else has any questions or anything you want to say, anything you want me to talk about while I'm on air. Because I do want to... It's not just me previewing it. If you guys have predictions or things you want to see from both events or anything you want to throw out there about Battle Rap as a whole. Because the other thing as well is both of these events are informing the Premier Tournament. So that's going to be taking up a lot of our collective fandom in the weeks and months to come. So this is one of the last few live events for Prem. And this is one of the last few events for No Loose Chat before Prem goes live. So it's probably going to affect a lot of the Battle Rap landscape going forward unless Don't Flop respond somehow, some way, or someone else comes out of the woodwork. Who knows? When it comes to discourse in battle rap, you have to be incredibly careful. Okay, I posted reasonably innocuous stuff this week on Twitter, and I got some pushback for it. It's that thing where it's disappointing to get that feedback from people to say, hey, you really shouldn't be doing that. Especially considering that, again, it's certainly something that I hope the tournament rectifies, because I think, again, while battle rap is still trying to figure out how it can broaden its appeal, I think one of the easiest things to do is just stop letting the battlers go after fans. Just tell them, right, if some dipshit tweets you something stupid, just fucking ignore it. If someone tweets an opinion, just fucking ignore it. It's social media, dude. Anyone with a fucking account can tweet or post whatever they want. You kicking off about it is not going to change that disposition. I think better still, treat it like you would in a customer service department in a company that you'd work for, which is, look, if a customer makes a complaint about your company, you cannot reply to that customer telling them to go fuck themselves. No one sent for me, Yankee Dams. No one sent for me. It was just some feedback that I received, and it was. I understood it in the sense of having gone through this. It made sense to me. It's just what I'm saying is, it was indicative of something that I hope gets rectified with the tournament and with Prem attempting at least to be more outwardly professional in terms of the presentation of its battlers, which is we have to stop presenting battlers as being very fickle, very thin-skinned, and prone to reaction. They have to be stars, and stars are unreachable. You know, if you just take precautions to insulate and isolate yourself from it. Look, no fan comment is ever going to be as detrimental to a perception to a fan base as you reacting to the comment. That's just the way it goes. If you don't feed people, they've got nothing to eat. So it's difficult to envisage a world where we're trying to attract new fans. Not we, sorry, I'm not. I'm talking like I'm part of it. I'm not. For the record, like I say, I'm probably going to I'm just a fan and will be a fan going forward. I've just realised how this shirt makes me look like I go like that. It makes me look like I'm just I'm a perfect triangle just going outwards. It's not good. It's very comfortable though, and I love Linkin Park. Okay, I tell you what, I'm gonna not try and ignore the comments. So let's go back a little bit. Law, Pedro is the UK GOAT, and it's not debatable. I would debate you on that one. If only Noel that it depends. Obviously, if you hold him as the GOAT because it's your personal preference, cool. But if you're trying to make the argument of what makes a battler truly great, I would happily debate you on that, because I believe that there are certain prerequisites. Pedro is doing a TMR battle. Pedro always wants paying, maybe, but this is the thing. TMR is not one to be sniffed at in terms of his professionalism and in terms of how he's broaching. He's trying to attack things, man. In terms of UK battle rap, he's really trying to get some traction, not only with his channel but with his promotion. So don't sleep on TMR, man. I want to say the kid. I don't know how old he is. I just assume he's young because he's got such a youthful, exuberant disposition. when compared to me, the old man in the room. At this point, Pedro battle for I couldn't possibly comment. Oh, I see. Okay, you just love him the most. Okay, fair enough. Gotcha. No, this chat. So yeah, we're yeah. So yeah. I mean, as far as why is it picking up now that I'm just chatting shit? We were reacting. 8 of you that are watching now. We were watching battles earlier. Surely that's the thing you want to see. You don't want to see me talking. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Back to the point though. These 2 events inform the Premier Battles tournament. The Premier Battles tournament is going to be taking up a lot of our fandom for a long time. One of the things I hope, again, is just the presentation of battlers, not only when it comes to the presentation as it pertains to content that you watch, but also how they interact with people on social media. Their access. I want it restricting. I want the battlers to be treated like stars, like cast members of a movie or a television show, where it's like, look, you don't talk to fans because, number one, we can't risk spoilers. Number 2, we can't run the risk of you saying or doing something that we don't buy into as a brand. You're now on the Premier Battles Where Winning Matters tournament. You are now an extension of our brand, and representatives of that do not go making a fucking ass of yourself, because by extension, you're making an ass out of us. So don't. And one of the easiest ways you can rectify that is by just telling them on their social media accounts, have a social media for them as a battler, have a social media account for them as a person. I do that now. Again, my Twitter account is expressly for my channel and for sharing stuff. That's it. I try very hard not to have personal opinions. I try not to share personal things about myself on my Twitter, because that's not what it's for. My social media accounts that I do share shit like that on are my Instagram, my Facebook. My Facebook is for my family and very close personal friends. Instagram is for people that I'm associated with, friends of mine nonetheless. And then you've got things like Blue Sky and Threads and stuff, which no one really uses, at least my experience. But my point is that I'd really love for fan interactions not to be predicated on how a battler feels that day. You know what I mean? It shouldn't. There shouldn't be an ease of access as there is, and battlers should be a little bit more cognizant of how they're engaging with people on social media. And that's from the entry battle on the card all the way up to people that run Premier Battles, and indeed any league. I don't want to see them interacting with individual fans. I don't want to see them responding to individual comments. I don't want to see any of that. Because you don't get the CEO and managing directors of companies responding to individual complaints. Treat it like a business. Treat it like you want to have people view you, which is you're on the pedestal now. Stay up there. Don't lower yourself. Do you know what I mean? And that affects me in access. Like I say, I was hoping to have 3 interviews up this week. I had 1. Am I disappointed by that? Yes. But there's a certain understanding and acknowledgement that C Major is a very busy individual and Stro is a very busy individual. I'm not going to get first dibs when it comes to other projects and other things that they're working on. I offer them no money. I offer them very little in terms of an opportunity, in terms of exposure on my platform. All I'm offering them really is hopefully interesting conversation. For a fan on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, I need to see them just not go after fans, even if they have the most dipshit of fucking opinions. Okay? I need to see that. And that, again, that's top to bottom. I can't emphasize enough. If Premier Battle are trying to strap the rocket to these guys and treat them like stars, the minimum they can do is behave like stars, which is not react, don't engage with every little thing. If you must interact and engage, like, retweet, and then have a personal profile for everything else. That's all I'm saying. And that's only from, again, the fact that if I was perhaps more isolated in that respect from the battlers and not having personal relationships with some of them, I would have probably been immune to some of that critique, but because I've tried to form relationships with a lot of the battlers and the people that I interview because of just personal preference. If I'm going to be talking to someone, I want to get along with them on a personal level. You know, that means that I'm open for criticism, so I get it, and that's fine. I try and remain receptive to it. I think the day must come sooner or later where I interview someone that I don't like or don't agree with. I feel like that's something I should probably broach. The closest I ever came to that was interviewing a game developer who actually turned out to be a really nice guy, and we ended up being quite friendly afterwards. But yeah, that was born of a critique I did of a game he took issue with, and I said, come and talk to me about it then. I'm happy to have the conversation at least. I think I might have even mentioned this on a previous stream. It's why I'd be half tempted to still consider interviewing people that I've disagreed with within battle rap, if only because so long as it could be restrained to a conversation rather than just a straight up slagging match, I think it might be productive, and it might be interesting for you guys to watch a genuine bit of discourse going on rather than just two guys yelling at each other. But again, I wonder if that's possible. I hope Prem's project can change that, but we'll see. There seems to be a debate going on concerning Pedro, in which case, cool. I like Pedro. He's all right. Not one of my favorite battlers though. I'm just being honest. I've never been like blown away by Pedro like everyone else seems to. It might have been a case that you had to have been around to really be blown away by him. If we're talking about the don't flop era, I always favoured the guys that, ironically enough, despite what I was saying earlier, seemed to be the better writers or had slightly more unique performing styles. But again, Pedro versus Raptor could be a very, very, very high octane battle. But yeah, no, unless, like I say, if there's anything anyone wants to take care of yourselves, I guess I'll see you down the road for the next stream when it drops. Peace.